Hello, welcome in to the Tuesday Tea with me, Christy. I am so excited. Listen, it's a new month, which means a new book. And this book it actually matches me today, called The Side Hustle by Chris Gillibu. I don't know. Guillebu. Chris. We're just going to call him Chris. All right. I'm Christy. He's Chris. And we're talking about the side hustle. And it says from an idea to income in 27 days. I have done this many times over successfully. I would consider myself a queen of side hustles. So I was excited about seeing what someone wrote an entire book about that I could probably write an entire book about. And in this book, it literally breaks down. This was written in 2017. So it literally breaks down and it will allow me to explain to others how I've been able to do side hustle successfully and then decide to turn the side hustle, deciding which side hustle to turn into a full-time business. So I'm going to get this shared over to my Facebook group, the After the Tuesday Tea Facebook group, so they can come on in watch this replay later. You can do the same. You can also subscribe at youtube.com/Christy Farmer and the Christy Farmer for the Tuesday Tea. There is more than one Christy Farmer out there. And we will get to it. So today, what I want to highlight for you that specifically we're going to talk about is I like this book is broken down to 5 weeks. So week 1 is what I'm going to talk about today, and then we'll come back next week. And it's called Build an Arsenal of Ideas. So it breaks it down into what you can do each day for the next, is it 7 days or 5 days? 5 days. That allows a weekend for you to catch up for those who are busy with their full-time jobs. Okay. So it says, predict the future. It's going to teach you how to predict the future. Learn how money grows on trees. Brainstorm, borrow, or steal ideas. Weigh the obstacles and opportunities for each idea, and then forecast your profit on the back of a napkin. So this is not rocket science. We're literally doing this on a back. It's a side hustle. It's not a business. So I have done businesses, and I have tried to share with people how they can do the business that I'm doing too. And I realize now that people get blocked when you say business because it's like, I don't want a business. If you think business, you think spreadsheets, you think LLC, you think taxes, which is side hustle. You'll need to do taxes too, but it just overwhelms a lot of people. And so I'm going to start sharing ways to make money as side hustles, because I didn't get into creating a business because I wanted to create a business. I got into getting a business because I wanted to have a side hustle that later turned into a full-fledged business or two, right? And then now that have the side hustle that turned to a business, now I'm actually going directly into starting a business and not it being a side hustle and growing a business. So people usually start with a hobby. I've never been a hobbyist because I've always I ain't got time for something that don't bring me money. And then it grew to not about being the money, but about helping people. And I was like, I don't want to make time for things that's not going to help people. So if you have a hobby, that is great. We will sit here and talk about in this first week of the side hustle that has I think it's 3 chapters in the first week. And so specifically some things that I'm going to touch on in this video or this live is predicting the future, which I talk about, learning how money grows on trees. Somebody drop that one in the comment, how money grows on trees. If you've ever heard that before, drop a number 2 in the comments and let me know, do you believe money grows on the trees or if you don't believe? Because he's saying in this book that money does grow on trees. And I'm going to share with you why he believes that. And I believe it too. I believe it grows on trees. I just think we have things that get in the way of it, like the lack of planting seeds so the money can grow for us. That's going to be part of the tea today. And I'm going to get this shared. Then I'm also going to talk about not all hustles are created equally for you, right? I think all hustles are equal, but not for you. And we're going to talk about how you know if an idea is for you. And then making a side hustle, going from a starter idea. Thank you, Laura. I see you dropped that in the comments, how money grows on trees, and taking it from a idea to it being a next level idea. And then using a napkin for your financial analysis, right? So not a big old spreadsheet. When I do tell people you need to learn how to use Excel, but this is saying, listen, we are just going to use a napkin. Now I've been done all that talking. We're 5 minutes in. That gives you enough time to shout out, share, tag somebody in the room who, you know, people who have plenty of side hustles, or do you know somebody who is really treating it like a hobby and they really want to make money from their hustle? You need to tag them in here, because I'm gonna teach you how to share with you from this book how you should grab the book and read the rest of the chapters and know how to change from just having a hobby to something that actually makes money. And that's the difference. Hobbies are for fun and they don't make money. A side hustle is not a hobby. It makes you money, honey. And it's this damn time we need, and people say, oh, you need 7 streams of income. But I think we need to be able to identify that some things are just side hustles and they become streams when you take a side hustle and make it into a business. Many of us think we have 7 streams, or are working towards 7 streams, not realizing that we have a side hustle. And a side hustle to a stream is where you go from a napkin to a spreadsheet. All right, so if you're still writing things down in a notebook and you keeping track of how much money you make in a notebook, you have a side hustle. And you aren't quite ready for a stream. Ooh, that's the tea. I'm getting into it this morning. Come on in the room. Speaking of, I'm not getting my people in the room because I have not shared it yet. I love side hustle topics. That is my claim to fame. So let me get this shared over to my After Tuesday Tea group and get my Christy Farmer page in the room as well, because I know they want to be in here in this discussion and realize how they can get money to grow on trees too. Because I believe it. And that's part of actually the magic of believing. The last book we did, which is the belief. If you want your money to grow on trees, you first have to believe that it can. Oh, that's a T. Do you believe that your money can grow on trees? Do you believe your money can grow on trees? Now, the book we are talking about today is Side Hustle. The book is Side Hustle. Let me put that in here so that people who come in later will know that the book is Side Hustle. All right. The book is Side Hustle. That's what we are coming from today. And I got one more place that I need to fix it on. And then we're going to get into these 3 points: money growing on trees, and the 3 parts of getting your side hustle. So drop a number 1 in the comments if you already, I want to know who's in the room. Do you already have a side hustle? If you already have a side hustle, give me a number 1 in the comments. All right. If you've never had a side hustle, say no in the comments. No in the comments if you've never had a side hustle. But if you currently have one while you're watching this, drop a number 1. I want to see if the method that I share with you from this book is the way that you've gotten your side hustle. Okay. And I'm going to figure out a more efficient way. And this is what we talk about when we say next level. Next level side hustle is when you do that. You find a way to take it to the next level. And I got to find a way to take my process to a next level. It is sort of a Facebook fault because they changed some of the ways that you can do things on here. And that is getting in the way of me doing the way that I normally used to share these things. Okay. So I'm glad y'all are in here with me. Nobody in here has a side hustle. Oh, great. This is perfect for you. I'm gonna help you make some extra money because this is it right here. This is it. Oh, okay. Loretta, she has a side hustle. I see it. She dropped number 1. Good morning. Welcome in here. We're talking about the side hustles from the book Side Hustle. Oh, wait, wrong thing. There it is. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Bobby got a side hustle. Okay, she dropped number 1. Now, the first thing you need to do for a side hustle, let's go right to the beginning of this book right here. The book called Side Hustle, there's going to be so much tea in here, is the way of the hustle. So the way of the hustle, he talks about a side hustle. Let's define it. You want the definition for a side hustle? Here's a side hustle. A side hustle is defined as a money-making project. If you're not making any money, you don't have a side hustle. You have a hobby. That's the T. The definition of a side hustle is a money-making project that you start on the side, usually while you're still working a day job. In other words, it's a way to create additional income without taking the risk of going full throttle into the world of working for yourself. A side hustle is profitable. You is a money-making project. You are making money. If you're not making money in what you call a side hustle, you have a hobby, people. Okay, that's the definition. Now, what if you could get a profitable idea with little investment and money and effort? More income means more options. Somebody drop that in the comment. More income means more options. More options means more freedom. Come on, y'all, say it with me. More income means more options, and more options mean more freedom. This does not mean you need to quit your full-time job, but it just means your side hustle should be making you some money. Anyone can build a fast track to freedom by increasing their income. You, yes, you, and you, all of you can make money in 27 days. Here's how. Money does grow on trees. Repeat after me. Money does grow on trees. Repeat after me. Money does grow on trees. Somebody drop it in the comments. How does money grow on trees? You just have to plant the right seeds. Oh, come through. I didn't even think this was going to be a T-type Tuesday. I thought it was just going to be me coming in here and dropping some facts. But this is the side hustle book is giving some tea today. It says you have to plant the right seeds, not just plant the right seeds. It has to be in the right soil. Y'all not feeling me this morning because I don't see y'all dropping in the comments. This is the tea. You have to drop the right seeds in the right soil. That's right. More income means more options and more freedom. Now, I hope you find that in this story, he gives you some stories. In this book, he gives you some stories. Now, I'm going to go through other stories, but he gives you stories to inspire you to take action. This should inspire you to take action because you have to first put the trees, the seeds in the right ground and the right soil, but then you have to take action. What is that? What is the action that you have to take? Like actually watering the seed? I know Erica knows because she over there planting seeds. All right. So it says everyone should have a side hustle. Number one, everyone should have a side hustle. Period. Everyone should have a side hustle. Now, two, it's not hard to start one. Magic of believing. If you're having a hard time believing that it's not hard to start one, I need you to go back and read the last book we did, The Magic of Believing. It's not hard to start one. Say to yourself, it is easy to start a side hustle. To be successful at hustling, you first need to understand how to generate profitable ideas. Well, what do you need to know? First, the right mind frame. Side hustles are all about actions. When it's a hobby, you don't take action. You just whenever you want to. Oh, I'm out in the store and I happen to see this penny. Let me pick it up because it's my hobby. But side hustles are about action. You do it before you feel ready. Now, what do you do? Let me jump to that part. So there's lots of things in here that you do. But what do you do when you want to take action? A side hustle has to be, let me get to this page right here, is you have to be willing to act. You don't need a lot of money. Okay, but you have to be willing to take action. The only way to master side hustle skills is to take action. Now, if you've been with me on this, I've been doing the Tuesday Tea for 4 years, y'all. That is 4 years of reading books. And if you want to join me in my Facebook group and see all the books that we've read over these last 4 years, well, not all of them, but most of them are mentioned in there because I started the After Tuesday Tea group maybe last year. Drop After Tuesday Tea and I'll send you an invite to my Facebook group where you get all the books and we talk about our post discussion questions to make you think about what we've written. There's a free website with resources that goes with this book. It's in the After Tuesday Tea book group. This is can provide income and security. That's right. Karen knows what to do. Drop After Tuesday Tea. I'll get you added into that, Karen. The only way to master side hustle skills is by doing. We've learned about lots of books. We've read lots of books. And the one thing I keep hearing in all these books is action. We got to take action. That's what changes from a hobby to a hustle. Now, predict the future. That's what the next part. This is day 1. This is 5 days in this week. So day 1, it says you got to predict the future. A side hustle has many benefits. I'm reading, and no downside. Y'all like, no downside. If it's a downside, you're doing it wrong. It all starts with your answer to an important question. 27 days from now, what will be different about my life? This is a 27 game plan to making income. How could your life be different in 27 days if at the end of the 27 days, you are now having a profitable income-bearing side hustle? What could that do for you? Grab the book. When you build something for yourself, even as you continue to work your day job, this book is literally outlining what to do when you continue to work. It's not teaching you how to leave your day job. Keep your day job, make some extra money. You become empowered. You gain confidence. You create security. You're opening up a future of opportunities. I'm here to tell you, how did I become a multi-six-figure earner? Not because I knew how to do these things. It's because I took action on a side hustle, multiple side hustles. It was multiple side hustles that actually led me to beginning a business from the beginning. I've never actually went into it like, I'm going to start a business. No, as a kid, I had a lemonade stand. And as a kid, I literally took these things. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to go too much in this. All right. How do you do this? If you started a side hustle before, the goal you had a few years ago may have changed. Side hustles are flexible and can fulfill different roles at different times. Side hustles are flexible. Somebody drop that in the comment. That's the T. What I've learned in my business that I've been in for 13, it's a business now. It started as a side hustle. And it has changed over the years. It started as a hustle and the goal has changed with my life. First, it went from making an extra $1,000 a month, and I made money within my first 27 days. So much money in my first 27 days that when I started, I was using my electric bill money to start the business. It was $299 to start. I used my electric bill money, and I had 30 days to flip that and get my electric bill money back. So my investment had to create a profit for me so that I could pay my electric bill. So I gave myself 30 days. Like, you got to make this money back, Chris. You have no choice. So what did I do in those 30 days? I took action. So much so that the next month I had to spend $1,000 on product. I put $299 in and had to spend $1,000 on product because my investment, I made that money back plus more. And now people were hungry. How do you get that hunger? Hobbies cost you money. Somebody put that. Hobbies equals cost money. Hustles equal make money. A hustle allows you to get paid to try something new and learn something. Ooh, that's the learning curve. In your side hustle, you will learn something new, but the best part is that you're going to learn something while making money. That's a side hustle. Learning something while you make money. Learn how money grows on trees. That's day 1. So what I've gone through you so far is day 1. Day 1 was predicting the future. You have to know your goal. Somebody's goal in this, because he gives different stories in this book, is make some extra cash for a specific purpose. And I'm going all off my notes, y'all. I did read this. Thank you. Hobby costs you money. A side hustle makes you money. If it's causing you money, you're not making any money, you're just putting out money, but nothing's coming in, you're running a hobby. And the first reason might be because you have not set any goals. You have to set goals if you want to make some money. All right, so going to the next part, day 2. There's 5 days in this chapter, so I gotta move it. Let me go to the end of this because I put my notes back there in the book. The book is Side Hustle. How to turn your side hustle. How to find a side hustle and make money in 27 days. So we now know that we have to plant the seeds and take action. Now, not all hustles are created easy. So let's go into day 2. Some ideas are better than others, but you have to start. Money really does grow on trees. We talked about that. Here's the 3 parts. Every hustle idea that's worth pursuing has 3 qualities. Are y'all ready? You taking notes? You putting this in your mind? These are the 3 qualities if your side hustle is a good idea. So you're like, oh, I have a hobby. Should I make it into a side hustle? Side hustle, not hustleable, side hustle. Here's 3 things it has to be if you want to take your hobby to a side hustle. Or if you have an idea and you're like, is this going to make me money? These are the 3 things it needs to have. It needs to be feasible, profitable, and what's the third one? Feasible, profitable. I can't read my own handwriting, y'all. And persuasive. That's it. Feasible, profitable, and persuasive. The FPP is your hobby or this idea you have about making money. Is it feasible, profitable, and persuasive? So you're like, what does it mean if it's feasible? Feasible means you already have the skills, you already have the time, and you already have the resources. A feasible idea is one you can turn into reality using the skills you already have, the time you already have, and the resources you already have. If you don't have the skills needed for this idea, if you don't have the skills needed for this hobby, then it won't make you profit and it won't become a side hustle. Are y'all hearing me? Because we take on, we see something somebody else is doing. And they're on, this is going to make you a whole lot of money. You're going to make millions doing this. But they already have the skills. They already have the time or willing to make the time. And they already have the resources. You have none of those things and you're trying to make the thousands of dollars they're making. This is how you know it's feasible. Now, is it profitable? You're not looking for an idea that is merely sounds interesting. For a side hustle, you're looking for one that's going to make money. Let's just be clear. All right. So he gives you a couple of examples in this about a lady who creates an ice cream shop. But in the grand vision, you have to decide it's going to require a great deal of dedication and struggle. If doing this hobby that you turn into a side hustle, one that makes you money, that's it. Feasible, profitable, and persuasive. Because a side hustle is going to make you money. Thank you. So he gives an idea of a girl who knows her clear target market. So for example, I have gone into solar panels. I'm a solar consultant. And I have realized that I have a clear target market. Well, one, definitely homeowners. Because if you're not a homeowner, you can't get solar panels on your home. So that's clear that they're homeowners. The next thing is one group that I will specifically be looking for are electric car owners. 40% of electric car owners get solar panels. That's a target market right there. So do I already have the skills? Do I already know how to educate people about something they don't know? Yes, check. Do I already have the time? Yes, I work a full-time business, but do I have 10 hours a week I can put towards this side hustle? Yes, check. So for me, this is feasible. For me, this is profitable. And the last one is persuasive. Is your idea persuasive? Is it the right time? And is it hard for customers to say no? 10 years ago, people would not have known how solar panels work at all. They would have never seen any in their neighborhood or in their city or in their town. But right now, you go on CNN or you go on Fox News and they're literally talking about solar panels. I went to different career days and the students are like raising their hands because they've seen solar panels in their neighborhood. So is it persuasive? There's one factor to consider and eventually select your idea. It's not enough to have a good idea, even one that's potentially very profitable. Your idea has to arrive at the right time. Me having a solar business would not have been the right time 10 years ago. Let's see other businesses. Amazon may not have been a right idea 20 years ago. But now it's a perfect time. It was perfect to build it right before the pandemic. It took off during the pandemic because people were at home and needed stuff shipped to them. So is it feasible, profitable, and persuasive? This is what you figure out in day 1 of this 27 days. All right. High potential ideas. Now, when I think back to my first, well, it wasn't my first because I did the lemonade stand, but let's use the lemonade stand. It was the lemonade stand for me as a child feasible. Yes, I had the skills. I knew how to make lemonade. I had the time after school to do it because I wasn't in sports that was taking up my time. And I had the resources available. Now, I do remember taking $1 out of my mommy's purse. And I know I was using the Kool-Aid in my house, but my parents didn't mind me using the Kool-Aid and the sugar that was in our house to sell it. And I had the cup to put it in I would set it up at the end of the mailboxes. If you've been following me, you've heard this lemonade story before. And did I have a clear target market? Yes. My target market for my lemonade stand when I was younger was going out at 5 p.m. when all my neighborhoods were getting off of work, and we had mailboxes lined up. So it weren't at our individual townhomes. They were lined up as you enter the neighborhood. And so I set up my lemonade stand at the end of the mailboxes, not during lunchtime when nobody was there, not during breakfast time when everybody was leaving and rushing out in the morning, in the evening time where everybody was coming home and checking their mail. Who was at the end of the mailbox when they rolled by? It was the kid with the lemonade. So I knew then that it was a feasible idea. I had everything I needed to do it. I didn't have to learn any skills. I had to get over maybe the fear, but what little kid has fear? They just go out and do things. Profitable. I had a clear market, the people who are coming home from work at the end of the day. And persuasive. It was the right time to do it. It wasn't COVID. People weren't going to be scared of the germs. Back in the 80s, like you could have made mud pies and people would have bought them from you as a kid, right? Nobody was worried about all the things they're worried about now. So those are the 3 things. That's day 1. We're still in day 1. If a simple path to turn the idea into reality, you can describe in 1 sentence. In 1 sentence, can you take your idea into profit? Something you know how to do or can easily figure out. It can be a side hustle. Solves a problem or makes somebody's life easier in a specific way. Like in solar panels, I know that I am helping people who have a high bill. You know what I read the other day? Because now I read things related to my industry. That 48% of homeowners don't believe that their electric bill price is going to go up. And the energy, what are they called? The energy group of America said that it is going to go up. So there is a disconnect between what the people who run energy, who know that the prices are going to be up, and the actual people who are using it don't believe it's going to go up. And so I have a problem to fix. I will fix their problem because it's going to happen. But 48% of homeowners don't believe it's going to happen. And so when it does happen, I'm already telling them it does. They don't believe it. So when it does happen, they'll be like, that daggone Christy was right. All right. Problem is fixed. Is it low maintenance and easy to deliver without a ton of preparation or follow-up? Was my lemonade stand low maintenance and easy to deliver? Is the solar business low maintenance and easy to deliver? Yes, I don't have to go to anybody's doors. I do everything on Zoom. So the business I started as a kid, or not business, sorry, gotta stop using that word. The side hustle I started as a kid matches the same side hustle that I'm doing as an adult. So you got that. That's day 2. Feasible, profitable, and persuasive. Day 3. 3 possibilities for your side hustle. Side hustles are all around you. Using what you learn about high potential ideas, it's time to brainstorm, borrow, and steal. Somebody drop that in the comments. Brainstorm, borrow, and steal at least 3 possibilities for your side hustle. So in this story, he gives an example of someone who tutored. Oh, my battery's about to go dead on my laptop. That might affect my Wi-Fi. Let's see. Sometimes when I hook it up, it starts acting. Not my Wi-Fi, but I am plugged into. I'm watching myself here, so I'll see if it changes anything. Brainstorm, borrow, and steal, baby. All right, let me tell you what it takes about brainstorm, borrow, and steal. You have to imagine and implement. Let's talk about it. Imagine and implement. There's no doubt. Here's a guy named Dan. Okay. He tutored a few hours a week and made more than $500 a month on average, sometimes as much as $1,000 a month. But he also knows that some of his students who came to him had other database needs that weren't being met merely through tutoring. So this is a guy, an engineer, who a lot of people know how to use Excel, a lot of people know how to use Microsoft Word, but he used Microsoft Access very easily in his full-time job. And he realized that a lot of people who were not in his industry needed to know how to use Microsoft Access, but didn't know how to do it. So he became a tutor of Microsoft Access. But as he was tutoring people and making $500 or $1,000 a month, he realized that there was, after he did his job as a tutor, but there was still other things these people needed to do. So they now know how to use Microsoft Access, but they didn't know how to create systems for their company. Ding, that's a problem that he knew how to fix. So now he began charging $80 to $125 for a higher level of service. He noticed a problem and used his skill to create a solution. Here is the T, people. You have an idea. It's feasible. It's profitable. It's persuasive. It's only going to pay you $25 an hour. And so you're not going to do it. And I'm here to tell you that Dan went and got a tutoring job. Christy went and sold jewelry for $5 and realized that there was a bigger problem that I had a solution to. I was just selling jewelry and I realized, you know what? People don't know how to make money. Let me educate them. People don't know how to use social media to make money. Let me educate them. So I spent less time teaching people about selling the jewelry and more time about teaching people about the confidence, about believing in themselves. If they had confidence and believed in themselves, then it wouldn't be a struggle to go live on social media. If they cared less about what people thought about them and more about what the ingrained gifts they had inside, and I could help them see that, then they would sell the jewelry and make money. That's where I went from having just making money to making it an NIL. And you guys are like, what is NIL? Well, you probably need to get the book, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right here. On page 52, he says, how do you take it from a idea to a next level idea? That is how I went from making an extra $1,000 a month to an extra $8,000, $8,333 a month to an extra $30,000 a month, is because I took the idea of selling $5 accessories and I took it to a next level idea by then helping people get past their mind blocks, helping people get past their lack of self-esteem. That's where the money resided. But many of us do a side hustle, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. I'm just saying he talks about a next level idea. I keep forgetting exactly what he calls it. It's NIL. Yes, next, it's NLI. That's why I can't remember what it is. It's NLI. Next level idea. Somebody drop in the comments, next level idea. You have an idea, but you have to take action on that idea that's only going to make you $10, $20, $30, $5 with a 45% profit. You take that small idea and then that small idea grows because in that small idea, you find a solution that's needed. You hear me? In the small idea of tutoring, he found a next level, another problem he could fix. Oh, wait, I can teach them how to do the database. Oh, but guess what? Now I can teach them how to apply the database to their business. How do you find the people who need to apply the next level idea to their business? By helping them on the smaller project. And then you realize, oh, here's the next project I can help them on. All right, we can't stay there. This is only day 3. Brainstorm, borrow, or steal ideas on day 3. Goal is to turn your idea into an asset. Oh, I'm going to be here a little bit longer than 30 minutes a day, y'all. The goal is to turn your idea into an asset. And here's what he did. There's no doubt that Dan is a talented engineer and good with databases, but he also has an even more valuable skill. He has the ability to imagine and implement side hustles idea. This is, I'm just come on in here with me. This is what separates the person who just turns an idea into an asset. It's the having the ability to imagine, and not just imagine. Y'all got notebooks and notebooks of imaginations, but then it's imagining plus implementing. Oh, I'm tutoring these kids and I realize that they don't have these other skills. I imagine myself, starts in the mind's eye, and then I actually take implementation is just another word for taking action. Why we keep hearing this? Because that's the difference. That's what sets people apart from a side hustle, from just an idea to a next level idea. I like that, the capital next level idea. Side hustles are like a stock certificate. Let me read you this story. All right, you got to read this story. Imagine that a rich relative gives you a stock certificate. Are you seeing that rich relative? Here's a stock certificate for you. That's worth a great deal of money. At least on paper, this stock certificate is worth a lot of money. However, there's no way to exchange it into actual money if no one will buy it. It doesn't matter if that stock is supposedly worth $1 million. If that certificate is worth $1 million, it does not matter if there's no way to exchange it into cash. You're not any better off than you were without it. Paper money means nothing if there's no way to exchange it for something. Like getting all this, if I want to own a home and I have lots of money, but nobody's willing to take my money for a home, it means nothing. That's literally was a situation with Black people years ago. We may have had money, but nobody would buy us a house. So what good was the money? Here's a side hustle. All right, let's take that same idea and put it with a side hustle. This is page 28 on the book, Side Hustle. From idea to income in 27 days. A side hustle ideas are like the stock certificate. They hold the potential for real value. Side hustles hold the potential for real value, but only if you cash them in. If they remain in your head or scribbled on pages of your journal, the value remains trapped in the world of potential. Potential does not equal profits. The goal is to turn your idea into a profit. All right. So on day 3 of these 5 days of week 1 of turning your side hustle into profit, it's time to get some ideas. So let's turn the page. There are different kinds of hustles. All right. So we know that our hustle needs to be feasible. Go back up here and get these notes because you guys been putting great notes in here. They need to be flexible. They need to be feasible, profitable, and persuasive. There they go. Feasible, profitable, and persuasive. Now here's the kinds of side hustles. Y'all ready for the kinds of side hustles? 1 is you sell a product. 2 is you provide a service. 3 is you're a middleman of some kind. Repeat that again. Somebody can drop that in the comments. Hustles are either selling a product, providing a service, or a middleman of some kind. Now, I know I got to go through the middleman of some kind. Like, what is a middleman of some kind? That's the TD. Potential does not equal profit. So let's decide what you're going to use. Are you going to sell a product? Something has to be, if it's a product, it has to be either delivered, shipped, or transferred. I hear people say all the time, I am not trying to ship nothing, deliver. I remember when I was looking for a new side hustle, when I Googled ways to make an extra $1,000 a month, I remember saying, I can't do Mary Kay, because all I knew Mary Kay lady did was run around town, dropping off packages. And this was around in 2012 when the gas prices went up. And I was like, I don't have gas to run around town. Like, it's going to take away my profit if I'm running around town. These orders come to my house and now I got to deliver them people. So that's not going to work. So I was like, how is it? I have to have a business that's feasible, that works in my lifestyle. So I found a product that I could sell where I go every day. Where did I, in 2012 and 13 and 14 and 15, where was I going every day? To my job. Who was at my job? A whole bunch of women. So I needed a product that I could sell to these whole bunch of women I see every day for 8 to 10 hours a day. Well, I chose jewelry because it was feasible and it could be profitable. And my target market was where I showed up every day. Work, church, grocery store, my daughter's school for PTA and PTO. Product that didn't require me to drive and drop off orders. If I sold it on social media, it was my friends. It was the people I saw every day. So when they bought something on social media, before I was packing and shipping it, I would say, hey, you bought it on Monday? I'll see you at church on Wednesday. I'm going there anyway on Wednesday. The gas is going to be spent anyway on Bible studies on Wednesday. Now I'm also making money while I'm there. You see how that worked for me? As a child selling lemonade, I literally walked out my front door. So it was feasible. And my target market was right there outside my front door. So I didn't have to ask my mom to drop me off anywhere. This is the idea of finding the different kind of the hustles and determining which one is best for you. So if you're doing a product, you're going to make it, you're going to buy it, or you're going to acquire it. So I acquired the jewelry for $275 and sold it for $5. No problem, Sonia. She says, what are the side hustles again? The different kinds are sell a product, provide a service, or be a middleman of some kind. So I'm going to get to the middleman because everybody's like, probably doesn't understand that concept. All right. So then the other category is service. So I give examples of a product that you're either going to make, you're going to buy it and sell it for a higher price, or you're going to acquire something that you then sell to someone. Products can be tangible, like coffee. Products can be intangible, like traffic information, like Waze, the app. Somebody created the Waze app or the Google Maps app, which is a intangible product. All right. You can't physically, pick it up and ship it in a box, but it's yet still a product because you're selling them traffic information. Okay. Then there is the service. Now, providing a service is pretty simple. There's something you do for someone. All right. They could be running errands for people. DoorDash could be a service. Cleaning their animal, their dogs, taking their dogs for a walk could be a service. Then it could also be coaching salespeople. If you coach salespeople, that's providing a service. You're teaching salespeople or helping someone with their tax return. That's providing a service. When you do something for someone else, that side hustle is providing a service. Now, the third one that a lot of people may not understand. Now, the first two are really easy. They require customers and clients. If you're selling something or providing a service, you are requiring customers or clients. So if you're a person who don't want to deal with customers and you don't want to deal with clients, then you probably want to do a middleman option, which is the other. All right. Now, how does he describe middleman? Because I want to use his own words when he describes or talks about what a middleman does. All right. So very profitable hustles can be found in decoding or improving an existing process. That's my gift. So I love these, which makes sense why I'm like, oh, the people. Oh, the next thing I do, I don't want to be involved with the people. All right. That's not I do it. I do like helping people, but I am more like a middleman. So the middleman is someone who takes an existing process and improve it in a way that produces income without creating a product and without directly serving any customers. We're going to talk about that some more on day 25. All right, so let's read that one more time. On page 31, he says, some very profitable hustles can be found, I'm reading this, can be found in decoding or improving an existing process. So a middleman improves an existing process. That's my tea. That's my jam right there. I like that. Without creating a product, so you don't have to make a product, and you don't have to work directly serving any customers. You're the middleman. Okay. And an example he gives on day 25, you're going to read about Trevor, is a government analyst who operates a very successful hustle thanks to his mastery of a fulfillment program run by Amazon.com. He simply buys items at one price and resells them through Amazon at a higher price. So that's an example of he doesn't create the product and he's not working with the Amazon customers. He is just improving something that already exists. He's the middleman. How do a lot of these products that we buy get on Amazon? It's not through Amazon. It's from someone like Trevor, who doesn't make the product. He finds it for a cheaper price and he puts it on Amazon, and Amazon does the rest. If somebody doesn't like the product and wants to refund it, Trevor does not work with them. You hear me? Trevor is not doing your return. He's like, all I did was find a product. It's sold. Amazon's going to deal with the fulfillment. Amazon's going to deal with the returns. That's why some people prefer drop shipping. Drop shipping is like a middleman, unless, of course, you're the person who has to deal with the returns. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, we want to take, because my goal is not just, because I know a lot of people follow me and you guys already have side hustles. Okay, if you already have side hustles and it's like, oh, then I'm telling you, you probably want to go on page 33, where you take your idea to a next level idea. Like the starter idea is you're an Uber driver. How do you take being an Uber driver to a next level? You coach other Uber drivers. That's literally how I became a multi-six-figure earner. I always do my side hustle first. I always become successful with my side hustle first. Then I teach other people how to do it. I taught so many people how to successfully do the side hustle that now I have residual income. And I've created, this is an idea. I'm going to make money off of selling jewelry to people at places I already go to. My church, my job, my grocery store. Where else? Oh, track practice. This was when my daughter was doing track. She was doing soccer. She was doing basketball. Well, who's there? My target customer. Women and mommies. So I didn't have to go out of my way, but then I became so good at it. I know how to tell people how to take a bag of product, of jewelry, and sell it to other people. So when I saw mommies out there who just needed an extra $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 to pay for the fees of basketball, because they were with me, I knew, to pay for the fees of soccer, I could teach them how to do it. That is the way of taking my starter idea of selling jewelry and then taking it to a next level idea and coaching other people on how to do it, educating other people on how to do it. This is how you take your starter idea to a next level idea. People do this all the time. Another starter idea is you sell your own stuff. I used to do, listen, I am the queen of side hustle. I used to sell my stuff all the time. I used to do spring garage sales. Drop number 2 in the comment if you've done garage sales. I used to do garage sales all the time. I used to look for the springtime, literally, right? So habit has not changed. Right now, I have in my corner of my bedroom, my husband probably like, what is she doing? Why does she clean this stuff up? I have a corner inside of my room where, as I've been taking clothes out, jeans, because I'm not getting back to a size 4. I have no interest. I like my 8s right now. And so all those 4s that are in my closet and some of those 6s, I have put in a side. And my first thought is sell them. Because it's just with me. I'm like, hey. So, but my daughter was like, Mom, we got some things you can't wear. So I'm giving them to her first. And if she can't fit them, then I'm probably going to sell them. Or I might just donate. Some things I just donate. But that is how it started. I used to sell my own stuff. Guess what he says on page 34 is a next level idea. Buy other people's stuff and then resell it for a higher price. Guess what I used to do? I used to buy, actually, I found a way because I didn't have money to buy other people's stuff. I found a way to get other people's stuff for free. They would give me their clothes for free. And the things that were sellable, I would sell them. And the things that were not, I would donate. How did I get them to do it for free? I did a free closet consultation. You're like, what is a free closet consultation? Right now, you watching me right now has clothes in your closet that you need to get rid of and you don't know where to start. So I would come over for free and help you. I would literally ask you 3 questions. You take out some clothes that for the previous season. So it's springtime now. I'd say take out 10 to 20 items from your closet from the fall and winter season. They would take out those 10 or 20 items. I'd ask them 3 questions about those items. If they determined that the item that they picked, they didn't need to keep, they gave it to me. That was my fee. I got to keep your clothes for my fee. When you gave me those clothes, I determined that which one now. He said, I have 4 bags are for you at my house. Now listen, I don't do this anymore. I have migrated from this side hustle, which he talks about, like as you grow. But this gives you, I'm sharing this with you because this gives you an idea of how I eventually got to the point where I built a successful, not side hustle, but business. Because I've done these side hustles, lemonade, then closet consultations, and I would put these clothes that I got for free and make 100% profit. So when I put a pair of jeans in my thrift store for $5, a thrift store that I did not have to pay a monthly fee, no rent for, because it was my aunt's office. And I think I learned this high hustle thing because my aunt didn't pay rent for it. She did the taxes of the person who owned the shopping center. So the result of doing the taxes for the person who owned the shopping center, she got one of the locations, and she did taxes in the back of it. But there was a front part that was completely open. I was like, hey, can I turn this front part into a thrift store? Sure. I would get the clothes from the closet consultation. So that was no money and complete profit. Are you? So then when people say and look at, this is what happens. You're looking at people who planted the seeds in good soil 15 years ago. I am 41. So I would have done the 30 years ago, I did my lemonade stand. So this is 30 years of building upon side hustles. And then people look at me today and say, I want to do what you do today, but they haven't taken action, planted seeds in good soil 30 years ago when the kids were outside doing lemonade stands and you was like, I'm playing video games. Well, we're paying for it 30 years later. At some point, you have to decide you're not going to be inside watching Housewives, that you're not going to continue to watch crime podcasts, true crime podcasts. You're not going to do what everybody else is doing. You're going to do something different today, taking action on a side hustle, either through selling a product, helping people, or being the middleman. Sell something, provide a service, or be a middleman today, taking action on that so that you can build upon those side hustles. You take that starter idea and it becomes a next level. I've been on here with y'all. You take it to a next level idea and it becomes feasible, profitable, and persuasive. That is day, I think, 3. Have I made it to day 4? I'm not even gonna go to day 4 with y'all. Get the book. You gotta get the book. Day 5, yeah, that was day 4. Okay, so day 4 teach you about taking it to a next level. And then day 5 is the money. Forecast your profit on the back of a napkin. Day 5 is forecast your profit on the back of a napkin. That is literally teaching you how to make, he's giving you right here. This is a napkin. Who used to do this? Me. I would be in staff meetings, faculty meetings as a teacher. Or I would ask my principal, hey, can I present first when I was an assistant principal so that I can sit in the back of the room and do something else while they talking about stuff that I'm not concerned about at this full-time job that's paying me career money? I'd be back writing on paper how I'm going to make my profit on this $5 jewelry. How I'm going to make this profit on this thrift store. Messaging people who complaining about they can't fit their clothes no more. When somebody posted on Facebook 10 years ago that they can't fit their clothes anymore, where y'all buying these size 12s and 14s and 16s and 22s? Well, if you're looking for a bigger size, then small sizes, where they at? Wishing and hoping you don't get back into them. Well, I'm sending you a message. Hey, can I come do a free closet consultation? And I know I'm coming out of there with 5 pieces that I can make at least $3 from. I can put it for a higher. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. But if you want this, we will be back here for next week. Tuesday is selecting your best idea. It's week 2 next week on the Tuesday Tea with me. Y'all need to go ahead and subscribe. YouTube. This video right now is already posted on my YouTube channel. And what I like about YouTube is that you can fast forward. I never listen to anything on regular speed at YouTube. So go over there, like it, subscribe it, share the link with somebody who needs to get their side hustle on. At the end, if you follow these things, you grab this book, join me in my group, Facebook group after the Tuesday Tea so you can read. Because if your mindset, if you're blocking right now, you need The Magic of Believing, the last book we read. What are some other books we read over there? The Radical Confidence we read last year. Boost your confidence so you can get to this side hustle money. And everybody needs a side hustle right now. And it shouldn't be hard for you. If you don't know who you are and what you're good at, pick one of those other books. The 10X Rule, the 5-second rule. You're not lost. All right. You guys having a blessed day. Thank you for joining me in here for the Tuesday tea with me. You see how I get riled up. I said I was going to come in here and talk like this today, but I want y'all to win. And it's inside of a book. It's in a book. Side hustle. Go grab it. See y'all back here next week for Tuesday tea. Bye. Love y'all.